BGNN Motorsports welcomes you to Loudon, New Hampshire. The Busch Grand National North Series. First cousins of the cars that run down south and out west and in the combination races. And the ground pounders of NASCAR. The thrilling slot car-like 600 horsepower modified. That's what you'll see live today on TNN Motorsports. Let's go trackside. And Randy Pemberton.
Thanks, Mike. Well, there'll be a couple of guys doing double duty today in the Busch North and the Modified Series. Both of these guys are stars in the New England, particularly in the Modified division. With me, Mike Stefanik on my left, the Reggie Ruggiero on my right. Questions for both of you guys. First, Mike, you're going to have to make the transition today. Both of you guys jumping out of these heavy cars and into the Modifieds. What's that going to be like?
Well, it's a little intense the first couple laps. You're going around here about 2 seconds faster in the Modifieds. You jump out of the Busch car. You've been driving that car all day long, lifting at a certain point, picking the throttle up a certain way. Then you jump in that Modified, and, it's just like wide open. It takes you a few laps just to get your composure and get your coordination back. It's an intense change. I'd say happy birthday to my daughter, Nicole, and hello, Christine.
Okay. Reggie also certainly going to be a factor today. Reg, when you jump in the Modifieds, the fans don't get a chance to see these cars very often, but you do draft here on this mile track and use it effectively for passing.
Oh, yes. The Modifieds is a great race because of the drafting. Like I say, we're running the Busch car, and there's really no draft effect to those cars, probably because we're not really going that fast. But with the Modified, you'll see 2, 3, 4 elite changes in one lap because of the draft. And the only way you can master the draft is with experience. We only get to run here 2, 3, 4 times a year. We've been running here probably the last 4 years, so the people that have been around the longest are going to be the people that are going to be up front. I hope I'm one of them.
No doubt about it. Well, they're going to be starting deep in the field for the BGN race. Mike Stefanik will start 19th. Reggie goes off 39th. Where will they start in the Modified race? Well, let's keep that a little bit of a suspense, but they're going to have to come through the field.
TNN Motorsports proudly presents live exclusive coverage of the Slick 50, or Auto Palace 150 by Slick 50 for the Busch Grand National cars and the Modified Shootout. Well, it's been very humid here in Loudon, New Hampshire, and we've had a couple of brief showers come through, and there may be a clearing off shower right behind us. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Joy. When Bob Baer built this beautiful New Hampshire International Speedway from what had been Breyer Motorsports Park, he appealed not only to the New England fans, but the New England race drivers as well, and said there will always be a place for you here in our major weekends. And Busch Grand National North takes center stage. These drivers that come along and run in the combination races with the Busch South drivers, they're stars in their own right. And the Modifieds. For you folks that are new to this division, it's the best racing in this nation you've never seen. They don't get a lot of television exposure, but TNN is proud to bring them to you today. You won't believe how lightning fast they are, how tight they draft, and how quick they move from one lane to another here on the Magic Mile at Loudon, New Hampshire. Got a lot of stories trackside, but we have our own College of Coaches today. We've got quite a passel of experts, and Buddy Baker's here to introduce them to you.
Well, Mike, I feel like I'm in the middle of the Joker and the Riddler here. Of course, everybody knows the Riddler, Darrell Waltrip. Darrell, Busch Grand National North today. There's some differences in these cars. You tell us a little bit about them?
Well, I think the most obvious thing, or not obvious to the viewer, but to the competitors, would be the tires. These tires are bias ply tires like we ran for years versus a radio tire that they're running down south now. There are some differences in chassis. I think there's a little bit difference in motor combinations. There are some V6s in the field that are fairly competitive. Last year, if you recall, a V8 just dominated this race. I think this year there's a lot more V8s in the field. Other than that, I don't know. I might allude to my colleague over here, Jeff, and see if he knows any other differences in the cars.
Well, Jeff Fuller, 1992 Modified Tour champion. You're doing the second part of our show today and helping us with the first part also. Tell us a little bit about the Busch Grand National cars and also a little bit about the Modifieds today.
Well, the Modifieds are 800 pounds lighter. They got a foot more rubber hitting the ground. They got a lot of power, and they draft a lot better than these cars. And you're going to see one whale of a race today. I mean, those Modifieds get down and get funky here.
Well, back to Mike.
Not going to be much elbow room in the booth with those three guys, but the puns are going to be flying, I guarantee you. Let's get down with the front row and meet another member of our TNN broadcast team, the Sunday crew chief on the Winston Cup Haviland Thunderbird, Larry McReynolds.
Thanks, Mike. I'm standing here with today's pole sitter, Andy Santerre. Andy, a couple of weeks ago, Thompson, Connecticut, you sat on the pole and went on to win the race. I think that was your second Busch Grand National North victory. What do you feel like starting on the pole here today? Is that a good sign?
Well, that's a pretty good sign. You know, my wins extend. Lou Plus Chevrolet Monte Carlo has been running really super the last few weeks. The last 4 outings, we haven't been less than third qualifying and had some good runs lately. So here at New Hampshire International, in front of this large crowd and in front of everyone on TNN, this is going to be a great race for us. And setting on the pole means a lot to my crew. I owe it to them. They did a great job for me.
As a crew chief on the Winston Cup circuit, I know we don't look forward to situations like this with a green racetrack that's been rained on. Does this kind of change your strategy just a little bit?
Well, not really. You know, it's going to be interesting to see. I've been here for, this is my 3rd year that I've raced here at New Hampshire International and haven't had this situation, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see what the car does. But I got a real good crew, and we can make the chassis adjustments if necessary, and hopefully we won't have to. We got a good neutral race car, and hopefully the track will come to us.
Well, that's one of the young guns here on the front row. I'm going to go back up in the field a little bit. Who's Glenn Jarrett, who's with a lot of experience on the Busch Grand National North Circuit.
Well, you know, there might be youth on the first row, but the second row, 2 of the oldest veterans in Busch Grand National racing, maybe 2 of the oldest veterans in racing across the country. First of all, Stub Fadden, starting his Napa Buick, a little bit back in the field, but you've had some pretty good success, couple wins last year, and what about today, Stub?
Well, today looks pretty good for us. We were pretty good here yesterday in practice, and we started outside the second row, and that's a plus for me because usually I am back here deep in the pack. Napa's made things a little more possible for us to run up front, and I'm really grateful.
Well, now he's been at it a long time. As I said, a couple wins last year. 61 years old. He's a grandfather. Got some grandkids rooting for him. Good luck today, Stub. Now, the guy on my left is a guy that I used to watch when I was 3-4 years old, Dave Dion. Oh, he says that's wrong. Now, Dave is only 51, so he's still a veteran, though, and you have been running great this year.
Yeah, things have turned around a lot, Glenn, and we spoke earlier. The sponsors really have to step up nowadays, and they got to give you the equipment the kids have got, because the kids come in with the best of everything. The veterans try and use the old stuff, and this year they bit the bullet and bought the good pieces, and I think I proved that I've got good people behind me.
Well, he certainly does, and I tell you what, when the race starts, this is always a guy keep your eye on. He moves up forward through the field. He's starting 3rd, so he doesn't have far to go today. Now, let's see. We add this up, 66 years of racing experience between these 2 guys on the second row. 61 years old, 51 years old. I feel like a kid.
Thank you, Glenn. That is Bob Bear, the gentleman who built this track out of his own pocket. He and his brother Dick ran the bulldozers and helped make this track a reality. He's there with NASCAR's Mike Helton, supervising the track drying operations. There's that little clearing off shower behind us. We'll let you know when it gets here. We'll be right back.
This is Dale Jarrett's NASCAR. You can't get his engine, you can't get his tires, but you can get his motor oil. Texaco Haviland Formula 3. It's formulated to control volatility and fight oil vaporization. It provides complete protection, and it's the exact same Haviland you can buy right off the shelf, which, by the way, is a heck of a lot easier.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the stars.
In South Dallas, a lot of folks like to work on their cars, and a lot of them come to AutoZone. They save money on top quality parts, and they find helpful people like Rocky Brown. Oh, sure, there are other parts stores in town, but Rocky's the kind of guy folks go out of their way to see. He's good at solving problems, and he really knows his parts. You see, when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Stop at Pep Boys now for our premium brake service. Our ASE certified technicians will install Ray Best's lifetime warranty brakes for only $99.99. Get lifetime brakes installed for under $100. Only at Pep Boys. Roll into Pep Boys right now and get a full set of 4 70,000-mile tires for just $169. That's any size, any 4 70,000-mile tires in stock for just $169 at Pep Boys now.
Nutrageous from Reese's. Peanuts, milk chocolate, caramel, Reese's peanut butter. Nutrageous. Give your mouth a party.
Anacin, more relief than the regular strength of Bayer or Tylenol. Anacin, when you really got a headache.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Auto Palace 150 by Slick 50 on TNN is brought to you by Split Fire, the patented performance spark plug. It only costs more till you use it. By Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car. Take it to the star. And by Midas, the Midas way, the way it should be.
Welcome back to Loudon, New Hampshire. A few drops beginning to fall from that clearing off shower we promised you, and then we're going to get to racing here. But first, the AutoZone Tech Fact, brought to you by the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, best parts in auto parts. And here, Darrell, are the differences between the Busch Grand National and Busch North Series.
Yeah, there's not a lot of differences, but they're very subtle. For instance, the roof flaps that are required on a Busch car down south are not required here. Cambered rear ends, which are very important with radial tires, not nearly as important with bias tires, and that's not allowed in the Busch North Series either. Engine-wise, they're pretty much the same. You can run either one, and of course, down south they only run the Goodyear tires. Up here they run the Macquarie tires. So there's not a lot of differences, but there is subtle differences.
Well, let's have a look at the starting lineup for today is Auto Palace 150. On the pole, Andy Santerre, second pole of the season. Kelly Moore, the point leader alongside. Row 2, Dave Dion, the winner at Holland, New York, and Stub Fadden in the top 5 in points. Then it'll be Jerry Marquis, the runner-up at Jennerstown, and Martin Truex, the defending champion of this race. Keith Lamell has 2 top 5s this year, and Brian Ross ran 3rd here in April. Row 5, Bobby Dragon, the winner at Lee, New Hampshire, and Jeff Berry. In row 6, Joe Bessie, a 2-time winner here, and Robbie Crouch, the Jennerstown winner. Row 7, one of the leading rookies on the tour, Denny Doyle, and Ricky Craven, a 2-time winner here in '91. Jamie Obey, a 3-time Busch North champion, and Ted Christopher, one of the twin brothers from Connecticut that race modifieds regularly. Row number 9, defending series champ Dale Shaw, and Tom Bowles, who has had the highest finishes in the combined Busch North and South races. Mike Stefanik won here in April. Dick McCabe, the 1992 and 93 series champion. Carlton Roby and Brad Bennett share row 11. Glenn Sullivan and Winston Cupper, Ken Schrader, row 12. John Swanson and Brad Layton, row 13. Then Derek Lynch, the runner-up at Scarborough, Maine, and Jeff Spraker. Paul Spencer, doesn't he look like Jimmy's youngest brother? He is. And Mike Laughlin Jr. Harmon Beaver Dragon makes his second start of the year, and Babe Branscombe. John Preston and Raleigh McDonald in the 17th row. Bill Dugan and New Hampshire rookie Bill Penfold from Maine. Brandon Butler and Bobby Gaeta from Connecticut. Reggie Ruggiero makes his first Busch North start of the year, the modified ace, and Don Forty. G.G. Gravel and Ron Thiel Jr. off Long Island in row 21. Eric Bodine, that is Brett, Jeff, and Todd's cousin, and Barney McRae are the provisional starters. Your AutoZone race analysis brought to you by the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, best parts in auto parts. Up to 44 cars in this field for 150 laps. Mike McLaughlin, the current Busch Grand National star, is the race record holder. How about it, Randy?
Well, I'll tell you, the tires not going to be a tremendous issue here today, as Darrell already alluded to. They're only going to get to change one set. But one of the big things is they do work with stagger. These are bias ply tires. They run about 18 pounds of air pressure on the left side. They can mess with them a lot, about 28 pounds on the right. And they'll work with stagger a lot, just like the good old days of the Winston Cup Series when guys used to work with stagger, go from the rear of the pack to the front of the pack in no time. They'll change the stagger. They're looking for about 2 inches in the rear of these cars from right to left. And, of course, they measure them with a tape measure just like they used to, like the good old days. Mike?
Thanks, Randy. One lap, we'll go racing.
Yeah, I talked to Schrader, and he said that his car was pushing pretty bad. He said it come in, it didn't change anything, just the stagger, went back out, and it was perfect. Of course, we don't have that option anymore with the radial tires. It's what it is what you see is what you get on those. But with the bias, they can play around, and it can make a big difference.
2 Buicks, 2 Oldsmobiles in the field to add to the Chevys, Pontiacs, and Fords. Ken Millett is the district manager for Pontiac up here in New England, and he is largely responsible for so many of the cars on this series and in the modifieds wearing Pontiac sheet metal. He's been a big booster of the sport, formerly Pontiac's motorsports director in Michigan, and he really keeps the flames lit for the Tin Indian here in New England.
Well, Pontiac's really a popular car right now, and I think everybody's looking to the future for that car, too, with their 96 car that's going to be very similar to Monte Carlo. I think everybody's positioning themselves to be in line to get one of those.
Ken says the new Street Grand Prix for 96 is better in the wind tunnel than the racing Monte Carlo. Wow.
Wow.
We'll see. Let's go racing, folks, for 150 miles. The Busch Grand National cars get the green flag. Dave Dion looking low in that blue and orange Ford, but it is Kelly Moore, the Tic Tac Ford, up the outside.
Well, we were talking about the outside groove. It's established pretty quick that they can get through that corner on the outside. Kelly Moore takes the lead down the back straightaway.
Yeah.
For long?
Not for long, no, but a lot of times, ooh, that's close. A lot of times what happens is everybody fights for the inside, and you can pass a lot of cars on that outside lane because everybody's fighting and slowing down to get to the inside.
Andy Santerre will lead the first lap. Kelly Moore is second. Doug Fadden is third. Dave Dion holding on to the fourth spot, and Jerry Marquis is fifth. Single file through the top 8 positions now.
You can see Santerre getting in that corner just a little bit hot there, and he swept out just a little bit. Look at this side-by-side racing though, Mike.
10th on back, Jeff Berry. Then the number 30, that's the rookie, Denny Doyle, who's carrying at no charge the U.S. bobsled team colors today, trying to raise funds for that noble effort. Bob Cuneo, who works a lot with Jeff Bodine, has also been an advisor to the Doyle family racing operation. And now we're 3 wide with Dale Shaw looking underneath the Bud 41 of Jamie Obey.
Yeah, I'm glad he used a little bit better judgment there than to try to carry it into that turn 3 wide.
This is the camera on top of Crouch's car there. You can see that the 41 of Obey got sideways getting up out of that corner.
3 wide again. There are 3 deep going into turn 3. Who's going to give? Ooh, that's close. They get it down to double file. 73 Brian Ross just ahead of Robbie Crouch. They fight for 11th place.
Boy, some tight racing right now.
Dion going at it with Jerry Marquis, who was the pole sitter here earlier this season. 51, the Wheels Auto Supply car.
Doug Fadden in the 16 there. He's kind of leading that group off the corner there, but it's side by side behind him.
And 56 Martin Truex, last year's winner, the Blount Seafood Chevy, right in there with them.
You know, they talk about drivers getting excited and pumped up before a race starts, and I just wonder, Stubb got excited then, and I just wonder how excited he gets after being in racing all these years.
Jumpstart the pacemaker
Yeah,
on 61-year-old Doug Fadden.
They talk about heart rate and everything. I wonder what his goes to.
It's pretty good.
Daryl, that's what we call casual contact there, but it was about to get serious. Coming up out of turn 4, the car is light there anyhow. So if you get touched there, you can spin around.
Yeah, well, you notice those Stubb, he says, I think I'll let these guys go on by me. They're bothering me. They're worrying me.
Martin Truex started in 6th and has now moved himself up to 4th place.
We'll probably see some cars go through some transition, Mike, where the track conditions are suitable to some cars, and as the track gets rubber down on it again and things change a little bit, it might be more suited to some of the others. So we could see some transition here as far as cars going forward and going back.
Bobby Dragon, Buick 71, or Pontiac rather, drifting back a spot. Now Denny Doyle, the rookie driver, unsponsored but having a great season out of the Watertown, Connecticut area, moving up and underneath in that white number 30. Doyle, the track champion of the Pro Stocks last year at Stafford, Connecticut, makes the move up to Busch North. Martin Truex, defending champion of this event here, did some modified racing before moving to Busch North. I said Alan Avery, he used to own a car sponsored by Tic Tac, but that Kelly Moore car is owned by Roxanne Moore, and we'll be right back.
3 out of 4 new car radiators are made of aluminum, lightweight aluminum, as thin as the top of this can. This year, over 400,000 aluminum radiators will pit, corrode, and fail. Protect your car in the Prestone Zone. Prestone Antifreeze bonds with aluminum, forming the Prestone Zone of dual protection against corrosion and temperature extremes. Don't put your car at risk. Protect it in the Prestone Zone.
I trained my boy McNeely to go toe-to-toe with the champ, and he did for 89 seconds. He didn't back down from any combinations thrown at him, and he ain't backing down from this one.
There's a new stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut. Not just cheese, but pepperoni baked right into the crust.
So good you'll eat it backwards. Show him, kid.
Oh, boy.
The new 1-2 combination cheese and pepperoni stuffed crust pizza.
Hey, McNeely, how many slices am I holding?
So you can't keep up with your old ma, huh? Not with this headache. Where's your Tylenol? Oh, it's Advil now. Mom, you never used anything but Tylenol. Well, times change. There you go. Now, these days, it's Advil I trust. A lot of people do. And you know, 2 Advil work better on tough headaches than any 2 extra-strength Tylenol. Welcome to the 90s, Mom. Why, thank you.
For safe and effective pain relief, Advil, nothing is proven to work better or last longer.
You know, at AutoZone, we know our customers work just as hard as we do. So we're open when they need us, at night and on Sundays. And since 2 million folks each week count on AutoZone for what they need when they need it, we're not about to let them down. That's why we carry so many parts and why we price them so low every day. You see, selling top quality parts at low prices every day is how we make a living. But helping customers, well, that's how we make friends.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Auto Palace 150 by Slick 50 on TNN is brought to you by Stanley. Since 1843, Stanley has been helping people do things right.
Moments ago, the lead changed. Jerry Marquis, who won a modified tour race last year in a car that he hopped in on race day at Riverside Park. Mario Fiore's 44. Now running the Busch North Circuit, has taken the lead in Mike and Harry Gricci's 51, a car formerly driven to victory here by Mike McLaughlin. And Andy Santerre drops to second. Here's how it happened in the backstretch.
Yeah, he just got a real good run off of turn 2 over there, and that car's pretty quick down the straightaway. Did a little drafting. You can get a little draft here, not a lot, and got down low and got under the 44 and took the lead.
Darrell, you could see him going in that corner then, and it looked like Santerre really checked up. Well, you do here.
Yeah.
You give and take a lot on this racetrack.
Yeah, you don't really want to go in on the outside if you can help it.
Now here's Dale Shaw, number 7, and Jeffy is still working that outside.
You know, I was just asking Darrell when we were on break. That car seems to be working real good on the outside, and I was just wondering maybe when the fuel got burnt off or whatever, is he turning so good now that he's going to loosen up later on?
Well, that's what I think. The car, see, the car's losing a little bit of ground now, and I think as the tires wear down a little and the fuel burns off, and the track's going to change considerably, that car may not be working that well later on.
Yeah, he started in 17th. He's up to what? 10 positions.
Yeah, but he's kind of tapered off right where he is. He hadn't really been going forward that quickly lately.
Battling Keith Lamell in 98 for 6th, and Bobby Dragon in 71.
Yeah, even in the middle there, it almost looks like he's...
Yeah, see his left front wheel, how it's really turned.
Yep, you can see it'll snake a little bit off that corner there. The back jumped out just a little bit. But the good part about this is he's really quick right now, and he can really get track position, make his pit stop, adjust on that car. You want the car to run good all day long.
I imagine if he could hear us, he'd say, boy, y'all leave me alone. My car ain't that bad.
and he's about to show us.
Yeah.
6th place against Keith Lamell on the bottom of the racetrack. Dale Shaw.
Yeah, I'd take that loose right there.
Well, he's having to work the throttle right there, buddy. He can't come off there wide open, or he would have shot right past the 98 car, but having to work the throttle a little bit to keep the car down.
Right there is where you were talking about that silly...
Whoa! Bobby Dragon almost got in the side of the 98 car just then.
He just lost a toe off his snowshoe right there. No harm done. They continue 7th and 8th. Up front, Jerry Marquis, the modified ace from Enfield, Connecticut. Started off in figure 8 racing.
Wow.
Boy, that'll teach you timing.
It sure will. Tell you, it doesn't take much time to figure out you need to do something else.
I think you're right.
That's Joe Bessie in the 1 car there. He's off the pace pretty bad down the straightaways. Apparently, whatever the problem was earlier, when he stopped on the front straightaway there, he has a big problem.
Poor Joe Bessie. I mean, I have seen him run some well over races. Had a great race car. I think the guy has probably the worst luck of anybody in racing. And I know this is an important race to him. And he's worked hard to keep a sponsor on that car. Good guy, hard racer. And just has bad luck. And let's give him credit. When the motor went flat, he could have taken that car to the garage and said, well, you know, we're not going to run today. But he's out there trying to get what he can get. 2nd place, Martin Truex, the defending champ of this race, pulls alongside Andy Santerre, the 26-year-old from Augusta, Maine,
He's not going to get it done this time.
No, he's getting in the corner real well, but just a little loose off, looks like.
When we were here last year, Truex had tremendous power down the straightaway.
Well, he did. He could kill him down the straightaway.
You see, Bessie there, when you run slow down the straightaway, the car handles so well because you don't throw it into the corner. He's giving him all he can stand. Truex is saying, man, don't race me.
Yeah, but you know, we talk about straightaway speed. You know, if you make the straightaway longer, if you can get in the gas a lot quicker up in the middle of the corner, you're going to look fast down the straightaway. A good handling race car will make a motor look great. That's what my motor man tells me.
Yeah. You see Truex there just ahead of
Santerre.
Santerre, yeah.
Second and third at stake here.
Well, Santerre got a tremendous jump right at the first of this race, but he's dropping back right now. Darrell, I would imagine if we go along and racetrack gets slicker, they'll have to adjust all these cars because they did wash all the rubber off the racetrack, and what was good right at first won't be very good after the first stop.
Probably, yeah, you're probably right, buddy, but by the same token, the cars may really come into the track may come back to the cars because the conditions will get to like they were before the rain came.
Beaver Dragon has made a pit stop. That'll put his ocean spray machine a lap down, and the Polaris snowmobiles and watercraft number 10 of Bill Dugan has gone to the garage area early. Jerry Marquis and the Grieche Brothers 51 leads at New Hampshire.
Homeowners, stop raking, piling, and hauling leaves and yard debris this fall. Call toll-free today for details on the revolutionary 4-in-1 Troy-Bilt chipper vac. It's a powerful walk-behind yard vacuum perfect for fall leaves. It's also a handy chipper and an efficient shredder that turns hard-to-handle yard waste into a compact bag of wood chips and mulch. Plus, right now, you can have a brand-new chipper vac delivered direct to your home and receive a special $200 cash bonus now in effect. To find out how, just call for your free information package today. You'll get details on our new line of Troy-Bilt chipper vacs, plus information on our special limited-time $200 cash bonus offer, and how you can get a valuable savings certificate for this handy hose vac. So stop struggling. Call for your free information package today.
For details on our complete line of Troy-Bilt chipper vacs and how you can get our limited-time $200 cash bonus offer, call toll-free 1-800-858-3434. That's 1-800-858-3434. Call now.
It's short track racing at its finest as the Super Truck Boys tackle Bakersfield, California's Mesa Marin Raceway. The NASCAR Super Truck Spears Manufacturing 200, Sunday, 4 p.m., 3 Central on TNN Motorsports.
The cars and stars of the United Speed Alliance are coming to DeSoto Speedway this Saturday night with Hooters Cup racing at its finest. See Garvey, Anderson, Gospel, Shellick, Gill, and Co. in the $10,000 to win RC Cola 200 for the Hooters Cup late models. Plus, see May, Lizarro, and Elliott in the RC Cola Twin 50s for the Hooters Formula Cup cars. Time trials at 6 with racing at 7 for the RC Cola 200 for the Hooters Cup late models and the RC Cola Twin 50s for the Hooters Formula Cup cars. This Saturday night, DeSoto Speedway. Be there!
A lot of radio stations claim they're sports radio. In Tampa Bay, only one station does it right. Sports Radio 820, The Team. More local sports talk, more big games. 820 on your AM dial. Make the trade. Join the team. Sports Radio 820, The Team. We've got the balls.
Caution has not yet waved. That's Carlton Roby up in turn 4. They're waiting to see if he pulls away.
Mike, he's back under power. I don't think we're going to see a yellow. But there's
another car sitting up there, too, that's
turn 3.
Not going very fast. I'm not sure what's going on.
One car in the wall at turn 3. Leaders will pass it by on the low side. That's the 5 car of Barney McRae. He draws the caution. The Colchester, Vermont driver. The Barcelona Insurance Pontiac brings the flag out. Here's a look at your top 10. We have 28 cars on the lead lap. Jeff Berry makes a pit stop. Brian Ross is in.
Darrell, the only thing worse than that was Mike Joy was there, too, that day.
Well, that Bessie incident proves that 8 tires get a lot more side bite than 4 do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, first told me that was a fellow. Here's Dale Shaw in the pits. Fellow raced Riverside Park, Peter Fiandaca, a New England kind of semi-legend. Steve Bird was his crew chief then. He always passed everybody on the inside, he says, because 8 wheels corner better than 4.
That's right.
Picked up his 300th career feature win last night. He won 2 at Star Speedway, and then this weekend 1 at Hudson Speedway. 300 career wins.
Wow.
Pretty
That's
enviable
impressive.
record.
It is.
Peter's been around forever. He used to do the modified circuit, you know, Westboro Speedway. And what has he been doing this now, 35, 40 years?
Maybe 30.
That sounds like Darrell Waltrip at Nashville.
Actually, that's long before Baker's time. No, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Nothing happened before Baker's time. Just remember.
Get out your abacus and we'll figure during the next caution, but we're about to go green.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Green flag at lap 60. 2 yellows and 1 red flag so far, and we're back at it. 90 more laps of Busch Grand National North, and then the modified shootout.
You see Ricky Craven getting a good start there. You can see behind him they're starting to run double foul off the corners there, but Ricky Craven said, I don't want to get back in this double wide racing, so he's going to try to stay out on the point as long as he can.
Yeah, and you got to remember something. When guys get a start like that, the leader of the race, he's supposed to get a better start than everybody else. He's going before everybody else.
All right, here's Bob Dragon, Stub Fadden, and Tommy Bowles, the front 3. That's the 87 of Ron Thiel off Long Island, former Riverhead Raceway competitor. Now running the Busch. Trouble, turn 2. 2 cars sideways, and everybody gets through. Oh, no, they don't.
I don't think so.
Pan left, and we got at the secondary crash. There's the rest of the story. Andy Santerre got caught up in it. And that's what happened. That late pit stop put him to the back.
Yep.
And that's where all the stuff was as they come around to the caution.
Mike, that's exactly what I was talking about. That track position, a lot of times, people say, well, you qualified way back in the field, and that's just a starting spot and all that. But a lot of times you're caught up in things like that when you do start in the back.
Let's show you what happened once again here.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a little bump right there.
Look at Kenny Schrader in the 52 there. He's got to decide something pretty quick right now.
The 98 of Lamel spun with the 72 of John Preston. Now, here comes Santerre. Oops, and around he goes. He got tangled up with the 34 of Glenn Sullivan.
Well, look at all those cars just going everywhere.
And it's real slick up on that part of the track up there.
Yeah, here's another look at it.
Looked like Brian might have just tapped him.
The 3 car hit the 72 car, looked like. Man, everybody just kind of...
Here's where a lot of lady luck comes in.
Oh, yeah. This one, the spotter saying, go high. No,
Yeah,
no,
go
go
low.
no, go high.
That's where the spotter's saying, oops.
There's a shredded tire off one of the cars.
Yeah. Definitely got a tire
And
problem.
it could be Stub Fadden. He's pitting. So that will be your 3rd place car on pit road.
There's a 34 car coming down with a bunch of damage.
Oh, Glenn Sullivan. Let's go to Randy.
No chassis adjustments expected for Stubbs' machine. They're just going to go ahead and change 2 right side tires as I see him roll the right front off. Doesn't look awfully bad. They're going to go ahead and take some time on the car. They've got her all filled up. Whoa, they got the neck full. They got it stuck with the gas can, lost a little coming out, but now they can go the distance on fuel. So Stubb with a funny-looking pit stop at least, but he can go the distance.
87 laps to go. And there's the number 34, the Christie's Stores entry. That's Glenn Sullivan, who races out of Westbury, New York.
I don't believe Andy Santerre hit anything because he didn't come in the pit. He just kind of spun around, and of course he's at the back, but he was already pretty far back.
And Keith Lamel of Essex Junction, Vermont, on pit road, the Lamel Lumber Chevy. Here's your top 10. Ricky Craven at the front of the field. Bobby Dragon, Tom Bowles, Ted Christopher in the Manafort Brothers number 13, Kelly Moore, Ken Schrader, Dick McCabe, rookie Denny Doyle, Robbie Crouch, and the number 55 of Brad Layton. You have Dick Lyons' engineered machine. There's Sullivan back out trying to stay on the lead lap. They got most of their right side fender off, but the spine of that fender would not come loose, so he'll likely be back again.
That's a curb finder. He just finished up.
Yeah. Oh, he found the curb. He found about everything with that one. Yeah, not his antenna. 63 laps complete. We'll have another lap or 2 of caution while they pick up debris, and we'll be right back.
Dear Midas, back in the 70s, I purchased a Midas muffler for my 51 Ford wagon, given to me by my father. When the muffler finally wore out, your mechanic, Miguel Cernas, said,
"Well, the warranty's still good."
To my amazement, I was given a brand new muffler at no cost. I plan on keeping my family heirloom for many years. See you folks next time. Sincerely, James Van Dolphin.
Excuse me. Are these yours? What you wear for football and basketball? Baseball and biking and hiking and tennis? Walking and working and resting and running and jumping and leading, following, sitting and standing and, hey, just about everything else you do in a 24-hour day? Well, are they? They sure look like it. Jerseys. Excuse me?
On the restart, 1 lap ago, Joe Bessie marched to the front to try to get back on the lead lap. That's his black Delco Remy #1 car. Ted Christopher for the lead. One of the twin brothers that races at Stafford Speedway in Connecticut on Friday nights. And here comes Tom Bowles from Ellington, Connecticut, past Bobby Dragon. The Nutmeg State running 1-2. Kelly Moore up the inside, past the Dragon wagon.
You know, Cravens is just, you know, he's a little bit quicker than everybody right now. He's pulled out a pretty good lead.
You know, you see Joe Bessie there trying to get back in the lead lap. He was in the pits, and we thought he had a motor problem, but apparently it was the plug wire or something, because he's back up to speed and running very well. If he gets a shot at all, he might get back in the lead lap.
Fastest car on the racetrack, that 51 right there, Jerry Marquis. From the last restart, that yellow car in 1.5 laps picked up 12 positions. But now he is in heavy traffic.
Boy, heavy.
Rewide.
Oh, wow. This is not going to be good.
This is ugly.
Martin Truex on the outside had to back out of it. Here comes Jeff Berry in that orange and black 22. Sweeps to the outside.
Man, good thing they all got fresh tires on.
Well, they think rain is coming. They're 3 wide again in the front straightaway. A little bumping down in turn 1. Everybody's going to get through here. Randy?
Well, that's exactly right. No one knows for sure, but at lap 69, we're just 6 laps away from halfway. There are a couple of guys that still want to take on their tires, but they don't want to chance it and get back in traffic. They wanted that track position in case this rain came and they didn't get this race restarted. So they're hanging out there.
Showers to the west. Our helicopter pilot relaying the in-car camera pictures from Robbie Crouch's car tells us there's Dave Dion moving past Jerry Marquis on the outside.
Yeah, Dion's pretty quick. I watched him through that traffic, and he's being real cautious, but he's getting through there well.
He's up on that Panther pink machine of Bill Penfold, 28. Dion slips to the inside. And Ford's got a bit of power. 3 wide right behind him. And there's Marquis, and Obie dives to the inside.
Wow.
Big move by number 41, Jamie Obie, and Dale Shaw with him.
Of course, Dale Shaw, he got messed up in that deal with Bessie there a little bit earlier and had to go to the back, but he's coming back through the field pretty quickly, too.
Mike Stefanik alongside in 09, and Andy Santerre, 44, the pole sitter.
Santerre, he's working back through there pretty well. Cravens is holding a pretty good lead right now.
So we're back in the pack at 16th position. Glenn Jarrett?
Well, you guys were talking about how Dave Dion went by on the outside, passing supposedly the fastest car on the track, which might. But Dave's crew made a major chassis adjustment a while ago under that last caution flag. They were jack and wedging that thing like I have never seen before. Obviously, they have hit on something, at least for the time being.
It worked as his Berlin Ford number 29 marches toward the front. They're racing the rain and each other here at New Hampshire. Scattered showers have delayed this race a couple of times. Thanks for staying with us here on TNN Live. Winston Cup Racing tomorrow, and this 40-lap modified shootout to follow. 3 wide again. That's Reggie Ruggiero, the 9X Yellow Pages machine, up in the top groove. Wonder if there's an entry in the Yellow Pages for Racing Room, because he's about to dial for it.
Boy, it's crowded over there. They make that third turn look a lot bigger than it really is. But that's because they're using the apron, I think. One car on the apron most of the time.
Carlton Roby just ahead of Reggie. And on the inside, that's 71 Bobby Dragon, 16 Stub Fadden, and 98, that's Keith Flamel.
Here we go. Down the back, 3 wide again.
We've seen this movie.
Whew. Stub Fadden, he takes the lead right there in that group. Boy, I tell you what, any second things could happen here in a hurry, couldn't they, Dale?
It really, if one guy just decided to turn down a little quicker than the guy anticipates, well, they got a big problem.
Right there for 20th place. G.G. Gravel on the inside, number 54. And there's the 15 of Derek Lynch. We're at halfway, folks.
And rain is coming. Again, I think it's the 4th time. Fair enough, right, Mike?
Yeah, this will be a soaking down shower, Darrell. I give up, okay?
Mike, you see Ruggiero, the last car on the outside there coming off the corner. He's on the outside, and he's kind of stuck in traffic right now. He's driving his heart out right now, but he can't quite get a track position to make a move. You see him going to the outside, but watch him lose ground as they get to the center of the corner here.
Here's your Stanley Mid-Race Report, brought to you by the Stanley Company. Since 1843, Stanley's been helping people do things right. 3 leaders, 4 lead changes, 3 cautions for a total of 21 laps. Only 2 cars out of this race. Well, back at it again. Robbie Crouch has a familiar face filling up his rear view. Bobby Dragon. Good battle here, and it continues for 5th place.
That might be the first time I've ever seen the driver's name on the rear spoiler. Normally they do the sponsor all the way across there. They got the driver's name. That's a good idea.
Don't believe in Winston Cup you're allowed anything on the rear spoiler.
No, you're not. As big as
trouble. Turn 1. Big spin, and here comes the pack. Wow. They're going to get past the spinning number 96 of Bobby Gaeta.
Wow.
And caution will come out for the Niantic, Connecticut driver, the Auto Sound Pontiac of Anthony Rainone.
Darrell, that was some great driving by all those guys. I don't know how they got by there, but you could tell the racetrack didn't cause the spin because everybody got through there under very adverse conditions. So I think he just lost control of the 96 car.
The 44 car runs through there wide open on the apron. He's the luckiest one.
Just a little contact
there.
Laughlin goes, number 35.
Now watch this 44 car come streaming through here.
See, right then, you don't know. Do you go high? Do you go low? I mean, the guy... Man, that was close.
High or low, but not straight.
Jeff, looks different from up here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It looks a lot easier from up here.
Yeah, this is one of those, why didn't he?
Yeah, right. It's starting to come down.
So Gaeta is okay as we get a couple of more sprinkles here. Let's get down to Bobby Dragon's pit. Here's Glenn.
And boy, a collective sigh of relief was heaved by these guys. They were begging for a caution. They had not pitted at all. We were approaching lap 90. In fact, it'll be lap 90 this time, I guess. And they were worried not only about tires, but about fuel, too. They needed a caution in the worst way. Usually when you pray for one that badly, it's usually you that causes it. Dragon got what he wanted, so they're going to bring him in. And they'll put tires and fuel in him, and should be set for the rest of the way, weather permitting.
Glenn, how hard is it raining there?
Oh, excuse me. Let me take the umbrella off. Not too bad. Not too bad. I hit Nelson in the head with it, but that's okay. He didn't feel it.
You know, if he hadn't pitted yet, I know he has great track position, but his tires must be in real good shape, too, if he's run 90 laps without it coming into pit. So his car must be handling real well. And he's able to keep up well, too.
So just a little bit of a... Oops, I said a little bit of a sprinkle. Suddenly, it's changed. We'll take this pause for New Hampshire International Speedway. Bear with us, folks. We're going to get this in.
Stop at Pep Boys now for our premium brake service. Our ASE certified technicians will install Raybestos lifetime warranty brakes for only $99.99. Get lifetime brakes installed for under $100. Only at Pep Boys. Roll into Pep Boys right now and get a full set of 4 70,000-mile tires for just $169. That's any size, any 4 70,000-mile tires in stock for just $169 at Pep Boys now.
When Dave Thomas created Wendy's spicy chicken filet sandwich, he said, if we're going to make it spicy...
Well, it's a start.
Let's really make it spicy.
Now we're getting closer.
So he seasoned a whole chicken breast filet by adding his own special blend of pepper and spices. And he kept on seasoning until it was perfect.
Bingo.
Come and try Wendy's spicy chicken filet sandwich, because...
when you're hot, you're hot.
When a traffic jam was 2 cars in the same town, Mobil Oil was there. When Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic, Mobil was on board. Mobil was in the world's first minivans, in the first space shuttle, and in the tanks of Desert Storm. We've been helping engines last for a long time. Mobil, changing oil for over 125 years.
There's more soap residue in your clothes than you think. So you'd better call Rain Soft.
Could mean the World Championship. Could mean end of the line. Live from Las Vegas, the Bud Light Cup PBR World Finals. Only on Championship Rodeo. TNN tonight.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Auto Palace 150 by Slick 50 on TNN is brought to you by Split Fire, the patented performance spark plug. It only costs more till you use it.
Now this rain is coming down, and so are the folks out of the stand. They ought to call this the shower-to-shower 150. Because that's the way we've been running it today. That's a good one, Mike. Everybody's looking for a little bit of cover right now. Or not. It's time for our Pep Boys driver profile. It's Pep Boys for quality parts, tires, and service. There are 6 sons and 2 daughters out of Auburn, Massachusetts, and most of them drive race cars. Jeff Fuller's with us. Rick Fuller is the 1993 Modified National Champion.
I think we're doing real well here with the Modifieds. You know, I'm driving for Kurt Chase, and, I mean, these guys do a great job for me. Where do I want to go? I want to go to the top. I don't think it's a lot to ask. I mean, it's where everybody wants to be, so, I mean, the direction should be easy, right? It's that way. I don't know how I'm going to get there, though. So I'm still trying to figure that out. It takes a lot of money, I guess. That's what they're telling me. I need to find somebody that's willing to invest, I guess, in what Rick Fuller does and help sell their product. And I think we can do that. We've just got to find the right person and the right company. And, you know, we got some feelers out for it, and I hope it's going to come around.
We talked a little bit about the modifieds that we're going to see here later today, and they are the Thunder and Lightning division of NASCAR. A lot of innovations, such as power steering. Now Universal and Winston Cup cars have come out of the modified division. So here's Jeff Fuller with today's Peerless Innovation in Motion. Peerless, get more out of your faucet than just water.
Over the last 10 years, one of my biggest fears driving these cars, other than fire, is a stuck throttle. Billy Nazowitz and George Brunholzl came up with this device that's totally foolproof. Throttle switch. Going down the straightaway, driving these cars into the corners as deep as you do, throttle's wide open, you get to the end of the straightaway, and if you do have a problem and it hangs open, that little 1/4 inch that you see moving right there is enough to ground the coil out and kill the motor. The last thing a driver wants to be thinking about if the throttle sticks is where that on-off switch is. I wouldn't even think about driving one of these cars without that on there, and it would work in any division that you're in. Your overall time on the track is better because you've got a peace of mind that you don't have to worry about something like that.
What do you think, Darrell?
I like that.
Wow.
I never seen that before. I didn't know that I know that some of the modified drivers that have had injuries in Martinsville, that was the problem. The throttle stuck on them, so that's really amazing.
I'll tell you, Darrell, you know, I've been with, 4 or 5 of them drivers in, 85, that was 10 years ago. I've been running one for the last 7 years or 8 years when they originally came out with it. And like I say, I mean, you're just driving these cars into the corner so deep, you really don't need to be worrying about that, and any race could use that.
Well, does it work when you just mash it an extra little bit, or?
No, you get to the end of the straightaway, and if the butterflies ever got stuck open, it automatically kills it.
How does it know?
Right to the coil, grounds it out, boom, done.
But, I mean, how does it know? If your foot comes off the pedal?
There's a rod inside that rod with a spring, and just moves that 1/4 inch, and it grounds it right out.
I'll be darned. That's pretty neat.
In Ted Christopher's car, it's a little bit damp, and we'll be right back.
At AutoZone, most of our customers are folks who like to work on their cars themselves. But the ones who come in most often are those who work on cars for a living. Guys like Ed Graven. Now, Ed's garage is in Ogden, Utah, where most of the time you'll find him pulling an engine or sliding under a car. And just about every day, he drives past a half-dozen other parts stores on his way to AutoZone. Because Ed knows that when it comes to getting the right part for the right price, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
3 out of 4 new car radiators are made of aluminum, thin, lightweight, and under tremendous stress. This year, over 400,000 aluminum radiators will hit, corrode, and fail. Protect your car in the Prestone Zone. Prestone antifreeze bonds with aluminum, forming the Prestone Zone of dual protection against corrosion and temperature extremes. Don't put your car at risk. Protect it in the Prestone Zone.
You see, this mouth is working up a hunger.
Why not build your own $1.99 meal at Long John Silver's?
Hey, fine, I'm a do-it-yourselfer.
So start building with our amazingly crunchy batter-dipped fish, tender chicken, or golden shrimp.
That'll work.
Then add 2 more favorites like a baked potato or buttery corn. Choose from 11 amazing tastes. Hey, you want a great $1.99 meal? Build your own and amaze your mouth at Long John Silver's.
And remember, clean your tools.
Now, buddy, they're talking about 15 green flag laps to finish this off. The scheduled distance here is 150 miles. There is plenty of daylight left. However, sitting in the garage area is the NASCAR Modified Division. They're the second half of this doubleheader for their 40-lap shootout. There they are waiting to go out. So NASCAR and Bob Bear here at Loudon have jointly made the decision so we can get the modifieds on the track and get their race in also. This race that's on the track right now has been shortened to 125 miles. So that means we expect 15 laps to go to finish this one off. Now, a lot of drivers were concerned about tire wear when we went to the red flag. Glenn, what's the latest?
Well, Mike, Dale Shaw's got a little more problems than that damage you saw on the left side of his car. This is the right front tire, again blistered. Second time he's blistered a tire. This one didn't have all that many laps on it. Of course, you know, it sat for a long time, but he's got a real problem. The good news for him is there's only 15 laps to go. Another tire won't probably blister again in that time. The bad news is by pitting, he had to go to the end of that long line of lead cars. He's going to have a hard time getting back up through there.
According to our rundown, Shaw is not being carried on the lead lap. Ricky Craven is your race leader. In second is Ted Christopher. Running third is Kelly Moore. Fourth is Tom Bowles. Fifth is Robbie Crouch. Sixth, Dick McCabe. Seventh, the rookie Denny Doyle. In eighth, Martin Truex, last year's winner. In ninth, Brad Layton. And in 10th, Kenny Schrader. Getting set for the green this time. We're back to racing. 15 to go here on the Magic Mile of Loudon. Jeff Berry way down to the inside of the damp stuff. Turn one.
Oh, there it goes.
And Christopher may have had contact with Kelly Moore. A second car, McCabe, is spinning. And they come off turn 2. Running hard, middle of the pack, big scramble. Back about 8th spot. 3 wide into the corner. Caution is waving. This could be the race. There's that pack, and they're all jumbled up right in there. As they come off turn 4, head to the line, Craven. Back to the line, Kelly Moore. Tom Bowles in third. In fourth, Denny Doyle, the rookie, made a tremendous move. Maybe that bobsled sponsorship on his car might have helped. He is up to fourth as they take the caution flag. Don't know if Kelly Moore and Ted Christopher got together, buddy. Let's have a look at it here.
Well, we'll let Jeff call them coming down in the corner there, right in front, going in the corner here. I don't think there was any contact there. It looked to me like maybe just got in a little bit hard there, and the car turned around on him.
It's very hard to tell from that right-hand corner of the screen if indeed Kelly Moore and Ted Christopher had made contact. Glenn?
Guys, I can settle that real quickly. Kelly Moore definitely did get into the back of him. Ted had moved down to the bottom of the track. Kelly tried to get under him. It was unintentional. You know, I mean, we know that there's not many laps left, but there was contact getting into the corner. I was looking right at it when it happened. Kelly definitely hit him.
Thanks, Glenn.
Well, that's good to know because it wasn't track conditions that caused it. Yeah.
So Craven remains the leader.
In South Dallas, a lot of folks like to work on their cars, and a lot of them come to AutoZone. They save money on top-quality parts, and they find helpful people, like Rocky Brown. Oh, sure, there are other parts stores in town, but Rocky's the kind of guy folks go out of their way to see. He's good at solving problems, and he really knows his parts. You see, when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Look at it, would you? It's perfect. Doesn't cost too much. It's comfortable. Cotton. Cut bigger. Comes in all these colors. And it's tough enough to virtually make its own way in the world. Wow. It may just be the best kept secret in t-shirts. Jerseys.
You don't have to be a rocket scientist. It's just simple math. 1,320 feet in less than 5 seconds. The NHRA on TNN Motorsports. It doesn't get any closer.
The cars and stars of the United Speed Alliance are coming to DeSoto Speedway this Saturday night with Hooters Cup racing at its finest. See Garvey Anderson, Gospel, Shellett, Gill & Co. in the $10,000 to win RC Cola 200 for the Hooters Cup late models. Plus see May, Lazaro, and Elliott in the RC Cola Twin 50s for the Hooters Formula Cup cars. Time trials at 6 with racing at 7 for the RC Cola 200 for the Hooters Cup late models and the RC Cola Twin 50s for the Hooters Formula Cup cars. This Saturday night, DeSoto Speedway. Be there!
Tune into Paragon Cable Channel 21 this Monday at 6:30 p.m. and watch the Bayshore Bruins battle the Port Charlotte Pirates. Catch all the action of this district rivalry and all of the homecoming festivities. Stay tuned after the game for the Sears postgame show and player of the game interview.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Auto Palace 150 by Slick 50 on TNN is brought to you by the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
Here's the Manafort brothers Chevy. Frank and John Manafort own a big construction company in Plainville, Connecticut, and race Legends cars.
Okay. Yeah, you can see both cars wiggle there. That's a better picture than we had before. Kelly Moore definitely made contact.
Randy?
Well, I can tell you that Christopher was sitting up there, came over to his radio, and he was looking for the 47 car after that. I can tell you that. So he certainly feels he made contact. Too bad for Christopher. He's had no luck at all in the series. Tough luck in the modified series. He had the best run of his life going here. And, you know, no disrespect to Kelly Moore. He was trying to get to the bottom. It was slight contact at best. But the bottom line was he got into him, and maybe a couple more laps, that move would have been okay. But it was too bad for Ted.
Yeah, the rear ends moved over on Ted's car. He got in a crash with the modified at Stafford Tuesday night. Not of his making. A lap car spun on the racetrack. Nobody saw it. 6 cars racing for second got into it. Then got into a crash with his Pro Stock the same evening. It's not been his week.
There's Elmo off the track. We're fixing to get the green. Look at Ricky Craven. He knows he better not get back in that bunch of cars coming down through.
10 laps to go. Big scramble again back at 8th spot. They are 3 cars wide into the corner. And it works. They'll get off turn 2. 9.5 laps to run. Craven has pressure from Kelly Moore.
Kelly Moore will probably make the... Oh, Ricky just drove her in there a little bit harder.
And Moore holds second spot. A little further back. There's McCabe loose in the 0. And the leaders.
You see Kelly Moore kind of get loose coming off the corner. He lost several car lengths down the front straightaway there. He's trying everything he can to catch Craven.
10 to go.
He's got a good head of steam coming up off the corner right here. He seems a little loose coming out.
Chevy versus Ford for the front spot. No change this time. There's our camera car, Robbie Crouch, positioned in 6th. How about the rookie, Denny Doyle, 4th place? That's that white car in front. Ryan Ross, a lap car just in front of Crouch. What a move he made as they ran to the caution. Doyle in 4th place. Here is 1st and 2nd.
Well, Ricky Craven's just trying to hold his position right now and not make a mistake. Kelly Moore, wow, he's got the edge there. He's up under him, I think, off the corner here. He'll pull up even down the back straightaway.
Here comes Moore. And 3rd's going to be a battle as well. But Moore drops to the inside. And Kelly will take the lead from Ricky Craven. Craven's trying an Earnhardt on the bottom, right back after him. Nothing there.
Boy, Kelly Moore's car is loose off that corner. He was sideways twice there.
Glenn Jarrett.
Well, guys, one reason that Kelly was able to get by him with relative ease there is Craven stopped real early. He did not change tires. These are the tires that he started the race on, so that's a lot of laps on these tires. Kelly Moore does have fresh rubber. He stopped right around the halfway point, got fresh rubber, so big advantage for him.
Kelly pulls away. Look at this battle for third. Two unsponsored drivers. Sophomore driver Tom Bowles in 76. Right side of your screen is the black car, and in white, that is Denny Doyle out of Plymouth, Connecticut, the unsponsored rookie. Whoa. Big wiggle right behind them from Brian Ross. Robbie Crouch trying to come up and join that battle. 7 to go.
Whoa, little contact there.
Well, Crouch had a lap car in front of him. And over went the lap car, Brian Ross. Here's Martin Truex past Ross. And Keith Lamell in 98. This is going to heat up front. Ricky Craven. Buddy, do they look like they're on dirt?
I guarantee you, they have a lot of experience on slick racetracks, both these cars, and you can see Ricky Craven even thinking about making an outside move here. I don't think I'd try that. I'd try to get him going into turn 3 if I was going to make a move on him.
You could just see that Ricky's hands sawing away at that wheel coming in there. He's getting everything he can out of that guy.
Well, Kelly Moore is extremely loose himself. You see him coming through the corner here. Watch the back end just about now. Get loose on him. Yeah.
Boy. Buddy, what's that feel like?
You ought to know, kid.
5 laps to go.
As the old saying goes, not too good.
And now, 4th place is the battle where Crouch is pulling down on Denny Doyle as we watch the leaders go at it. Craven looking for any opportunity to move on this Ford. Tommy Bowles in 3rd with Craven's ex-Busch crew chief, John Munson, in his pit. Craven looks high.
Okay, what he's doing now, he's just filling his race car. You see him making a move on the outside. Kelly Moore comes across the racetrack. Ricky Craven's going to try him every way in the world, get his concentration off that line so he makes a mistake.
And that's 4th place. Denny Doyle being passed by Robbie Crouch and drops back in. The rookie having a fine run here. He's now 5th.
Oh, just pushing up too.
Martin Truex after him, and Lamell. And he's got a little dent in that left rear quarter panel, trying to raise some money for the bobsled team, but he is doing a great job here. Leaders back to the stripe, half a car length apart.
Still looking on the outside. I'm not sure what he's doing right now because it's going to be extremely hard to pass Kelly Moore on the outside, but Ricky Craven knows if he gives him a look every time he starts in the corner, it's going to make him change his mind about how he runs his line.
All right, buddy, you're Ricky Craven. What do you do right now?
Just what he's doing. The front car has to watch you. If you get close enough, make him a little loose coming up out of the corner like you just did there, you start thinking about the 2nd place car and you get offline.
Lamell passes Doyle. That's a top 5 spot. 2 laps to go. And Craven continues to work that upper groove. And look at 3rd place closing in. Tommy Bowles may have a shot at this.
I'll tell you what, Tommy is running really good here.
The 34-year-old from Ellington, Connecticut, with Robbie Crouch, one of the veterans of this series, right behind. This could be a 4-car shootout with 1 lap to go.
You cannot get a newspaper between the first 4 cars.
Whoa.
A little contact between Ricky Craven. He's got that preferred line down in turn 1.
White flag is in the air. Last lap. Moore in the white 47 comes down to shut off Bowles. Front 5, single file out of turn 2.
You can see they're still dancing on ice here.
Watch Lamell on your outside.
That word to Kelly Moore, who's 2nd. There's Bowles in 3rd, right ahead of Robbie Crouch. And they'll come off turn 4. Single file. The man who made the move to win it is Ricky Craven. Didn't qualify for the last Busch race here, but his return home is a triumphant one. Craven wins it. Moore is 2nd. Bowles is 3rd. Good battle back in the pack as Jerry Marquis, who'd made a pit stop just before that red flag, comes back up through.
Gosh, that was awesome. That was worth the wait.
Mike, you can see them waving there. They're awful happy. That was not rough driving. That's just taking your part of the racetrack.
Ricky Craven comes home a hero here at New Hampshire, and the modifieds are coming up. We'll go to Victory Lane after this.
more relief than the regular strength of Bayer or Tylenol. Anacin, when you really got a headache.
My friend Marlene told me about this international calling deal from MCI, where you've got to give them the numbers of who you like to call to get their best savings. What's that about? Making up lists of your friends? Is MCI gonna throw you a party? I said, Molly, you stay with AT&T.
Stay, Molly, stay!
AT&T True World Savings, our best international savings and no lists. That's your true choice, AT&T.
Stop at Pep Boys now for our premium brake service. Our ASE certified technicians will install Raybestos lifetime warranty brakes for only $99.99. Get lifetime brakes installed for under $100. Only at Pep Boys.
Welcome back to New Hampshire International Speedway. We're in a thrilling shootout. Ricky Craven has defeated Kelly Moore, Tommy Bowles, Robbie Crouch, Keith Flamel, and Denny Doyle here to win. We'll go to Victory Lane. Glenn Jarrett.
Well, now, did you know that when you had your homecoming party, it was going to be in Victory Lane?
You know, I told everybody I was going to come up here and then have some fun Saturday and take care of business on Sunday, and I'm thankful for what the guys have done for me. You know, we took it on the chin here in May, and I guess they've redeemed themselves. I'm really, really proud of them, and I really had a lot of fun.
Well, it took a little time, too. I know there for a long time under the red flag, you were hoping that the thing didn't go back to green, but what a great battle. And the move on the last lap when Kelly got by you there, I didn't think you had enough to get back by him.
Well, you know, I didn't feel like we had the best car. I was pretty happy yesterday, but wasn't real happy with the speedy oil change car today. But 15 laps to go, I said, oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be just like the old days, you know, Saturday night type racing. And Kelly's a lot of fun. He's a great racer, and of course all the Busch North drivers are. But it's fun to escape the Winston Cup a little bit, just to take a breather. But I got to thank Kodiak and DuPont for helping me do what I love to do so much. And I got Nathan here, my little buddy. Real happy we could win the race for him.
Ricky, Nathan was one of the Make-A-Wish Foundation children, and he got to meet with Ricky this morning. And congratulations, Nathan. You got to see your buddy win today, didn't you?
Yeah.
Let's go back upstairs to Mike Joy. Congratulations to Ricky Craven, all his crew. A wonderful homecoming back to New England.
Boy, that's for sure, Glenn. Here's the way they finished up. Craven, Moore, Bowles, Crouch, Lamel, Doyle, the highest Penrose rookie challenger, Martin Truex, last year's winner, Mike Stepanek, Ken Schrader, Andy Santerre, the pole sitter. Jamie Obey, Stub Fadden, Brad Layton, Reggie Ruggiero, Jerry Marquis, Bobby Dragon, Dave Dion, Derek Lynch, Babe Bradscombe, and Raleigh McDonald. The top 20, Spraker, Ross a lap down, Shaw, McCabe, Bessie, Gaeta, 40, Roby, Gravel, and Penfold in 30th. Preston, Thiel, Sullivan, Bennett, McRae, Laughlin Jr., Barry, Christopher, Swanson, Bodine, the top 40. Well, Kelly Moore came so close to Victory Lane here at New Hampshire. Randy's with him.
Well, Kelly Moore in a discussion with a couple of crew members, possibly about the Ted Christopher Christensen incident. Anyway, they're not happy about it, as we can see. They're disgruntled employees for Ted. Of course, Kelly not happy. We'll try to get a word with him here in just a moment. He's going to take a breath. Kelly, obviously, the last couple of laps, a lot of excitement. Explain to us what happened with Ted going into turn one. And then, of course, the run for the roses there at the end.
Well, we went down into the corner there, and Ted was up high, and I drove down underneath him down the front straightaway, and we got to the end of the straightaway, and I was up underneath him 2 or 3 feet there, and I felt Ted Spotter was going to tell him, like mine does, you know, you're someone under you, you know, and I really feel bad about that. You know, I don't want to have any confrontation with anybody out here. We ran a real clean race. Never had a scratch on the car up until then. Ted come down. I felt bad about it. I came right on the radio. I told the crew, I says, hey, guys, I says, I come onto the brakes as hard as I could. I'm sorry that happened. They say, hey, he was up in the second groove. You come down to the first, you know, you just keep racing. And I really feel bad about that. You know, Ted and I run good together the whole race there, and you know, I hadn't been beating and banging on him, and it's just unfortunate that happened. I know the crew's a little excited right now, but, you know, I just want to apologize to him, and I will go apologize to him later. I really feel bad about that. I don't like this type of racing.
Well, there's no question he feels adamant about that fact that he feels bad about it. The last couple laps, you, Craven, he gets under you. First you get under him, then he gets back under you. Take us through the last lap quickly.
Well, Ricky and I have had a lot of good races. You know, up here in 91 when he won the championship, Ricky and I, we done a lot of racing together. We done a lot of strategy racing, I think, during the race there and during some of the races back in 91. And we had some really good laps going there, and him and I was going at it, and I got up underneath him there. Ricky gave me the room. We took the lead away from him, and then right near the last lap there, I got into 3 pretty good, and I was down on the bottom, and I started coming out of the turn there. He got into the left rear a little bit. Hey, that's good hard racing. I like it.
No doubt about it. It was exciting and exciting. Talk about that. The modifieds are next, Mike.
Randy, they're rolling them out here along pit road, and we'll be back to show you the 40-lap modified shootout right after these messages.